Ian, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Dude, I'm doing great, brother. How are we doing this morning?
Hang on one second. Let's see if I can get my camera on. There we go. Perfect.
There he is, the
Um,
man, the myth, the legend.
I don't know about all that, but I appreciate it. Appreciate the intro.
Yeah, man. Where are you calling me from today? What state are you in?
Connecticut.
Okay, very cool. I'm out in Omaha, Nebraska, man. So it's been like 95 degrees out here,
Yeah.
like
Oh wow. Yeah,
consistently.
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of weird like that though. I like it hot. You know.
Yeah, especially when you're getting your workouts in. It's a lot easier to get your muscles flowing and things are feeling a lot better. So I did a little
Absolutely.
bit of research on you. I was reading some on the DMs. It looks like you're a current trainer. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
That's awesome. So are you doing in person and online? I know you're doing some in person, but are we also doing some online as well?
Yep. Doing both. Doing both. I used to have a gym for about 7 years in New York State, and COVID happened, obviously, and it just forced myself and other trainers to pivot, right? And make a long story short, ended up closing down the gym, and since then, just been training people online, which took off quite a bit during COVID, but then just kind of sizzled out a little bit. It's really I've never gone after like new clients with the online part. It was always existing clients from my gym. And then I subcontract at a local gym, and I also go do some in-home training as well in person.
Yeah, man, you are a busy dude, brother.
I want to be busier, believe it or not. Yeah, certainly I'd like to hit more, more money, of course, and I'd like to reach more people. So yeah, I could be a lot busier, let's put it that way.
Okay, so we want to be more efficient with our time, right? And it looks like we're going for that full financial freedom and a little bit more organized as far as how we're doing it. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool. What are you charging right now for your online offers?
Yep. If they do, let's see here, I have 95 bucks a session for a 1 hour. I do have one client who pays me, does a half-hour sessions, and they're about 70 bucks for a half hour. And then let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing right there. 70 to 95 a session.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, like you're actually in a full-fledged one-on-one session with them, but just online. Is that what you're
Yep.
telling me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So moving forward, I think that's going to probably save you a little bit more money, and then we're just going to be able to earn more time, but
Right.
actually produce more money is maybe move away from that aspect of where you're actually sitting there doing their forms, right? Maybe
Yep.
have them do
Yep.
form review checks. You can send them like a Loom recording back, so it's very still personalized, but you
Okay.
give them a full-fledged program to where they're checking in weekly, and you can
Okay.
kind of go over the tweaks that you want. Because essentially, if we do it that way, we can
Okay.
service like 2 to 3 times more people that way, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so that way, if you're hybrid, so I was a master level trainer for over 15 years. I was training 40 people a week, two to
Okay.
three times a week. So
Yep.
how I did it was I was charging 150 a session for in person.
Hmm.
But then man, like the time, right? Because you know how it is. You're
Yeah.
basically working from like 4:30 in the morning to about 8:30 at night when you have that many clients.
Yep.
So people wanted online, but I was able to formulate programs that made sense for them based upon their unique circumstances, skills, abilities, whatnot. I was able to
Hmm.
get them programs built out. It would feel like that was saving them some coin, but I was getting predictable data every single month. I knew I was locking them in versus just a
Yep.
single rate, right? Do you
Hmm.
do anything like that currently right now?
No, I mean, I've always kind of wanted to. I have a friend named Chris down in Texas, and I think he worked with the guy that runs your company there because he was raving about him. And so he's that's all he does. So he's just like active 30. His name's Chris Doherty in Texas,
Oh
Austin.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, very cool.
yeah, yeah. So he's always been trying to, pull my leg into doing it. And for me, it's always seems like, it's almost like the Matrix, right? It's just like, it's just like, you don't know what you don't know. But you've heard all these great things. So now I'm just kind of want to check it out.
Yeah. What do you feel like you don't know? I know that in your messages you were talking about really finding some high paying clients, right? And
Mhm.
then also some lead generation was like your biggest struggles. What else do you feel like you're struggling with?
Well, I mean, like, so again, I've never really it is very appealing to be like, here's your program, go with it. I guess I've always kind of given that white glove service where I've always kind of been right there, every rep, every set and stuff. So it's a totally different mind shift of, you know, could I actually do it? Could I actually be successful at that? With, here, I'm going to put together a program, and then there's people that are actually going to, pay that premium for that type of service.
Yeah. So we're breaking it down. If we can find like our unique angle on what separates you from all the different other trainers, no different like in person as well, right? So for instance, me, what I feel like separates myself from other trainers is my level of creativity with my program design. So let's pretend that you're my client. Maybe you're on an 8-month contract with me. I'd be giving you 6 to 8 week programs at a time. But then as our check-ins and based upon like your feedback, I'm producing something completely different from week to week based upon what you're telling me is going on, right? With your responses, with how the body's feeling, how it's moving. Like say, for instance, I have back squats on there. And then one week you're like, man, my lower back is shot right now. I cannot do this. Cool. We're going to move into something that compresses the back, maybe some leg press. So it still mimics the movement, but et cetera, right? So think about that. Right now, if you were to charge on average, right now, the industry averages for online training is between $250 per month up to $500 per month on the very, average range. So how many certifications do you currently have, right, by the way?
Geez, at least 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
So 4 different certs. So, and you've been in the game for, a long period of time. So those are all things we need to factor into when we're pricing. Okay. So let's just say you're charging upwards of, we're just going to say average client amount, $400. Okay. So right now, what do you feel like what are you generating on a most consistent basis per month, just off your online alone? What do you think that you're making off that?
I mean, it was a lot more. I mean, right now it's probably only about $2,000.
Okay.
Just because the number, because I've been kind of doing a little bit more in person now again.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So say for instance, if you're charged right around $400, right, and you had literally 10 clients, that's 4K right there. We're already doubling what you're currently making just off of the online aspect. Now, if you got 25 online clients, that's when we get to that illustrious 10K, which the majority of individuals are really seeking. As far as in person, what are you generating a month off of in person?
Let's see here. I'm about, so it's been a little bit of a rough last couple of months, but it's around 2.5, 3,000. Yeah.
So in totality, we're looking at about 5K in combined, correct?
Yeah. And I should be a lot higher than that. My ego hurts saying that out loud.
It's totally fine, man. We're gonna get this fixed for you. All right. So how many clients are you servicing in person right now?
In person, about 6, yeah, 6 or 7, yeah.
6 to
Consistently.
7 in person, and then how many online?
About 4.
Okay, cool. So we're roughly around 10 to 11 clients, right?
Yep.
So really the game plan would be, man, if we can really have like maybe 5 to 10 really high ticket clients that you serve, the ones that you love to train in person, that you get self-fulfillment out of, like the sessions feel fast, right?
Yep.
Those are the ones that we want to keep because those are going to be higher ticket because you're in person. And then the ones that you're like, this feels like an hour and a half session, even though it's only 30 minutes, right? We want to start pushing them to that online platform. And how we're going to state that is, hey, I really appreciate your time and commitment to me. I'm actually going to do you a solid. And like, you've been with me for a while. I feel like we're ready to take those training wheels off. And I want to transition you over to my online program. You're still going to get the great service. You'll still get, custom workouts, custom nutrition, the whole 9, right? But I'm gonna be able to save you some coin. Most people aren't gonna bat an eye if you say you can save them some money, right? Now, if you're also servicing them really good, that'll lead to the rest of your referrals. But in the meantime, we're going to be able to market this for you in which way we can draw people specifically to you near your local area, as well as draw people to your online business. So that way we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If your overall goal is to continue being a hybrid trainer, is that what you're looking to do?
I mean, I think ideally I'd like to, listen, I know, obviously I'm in the business to help people, but I'm also in the business to help myself too. I'd like to make more money. So, you said at the very beginning, like if I could be more efficient and, more effective, really efficient at my time and without killing myself, I'd be more than happy to go online exclusively. The problem I am having though, Jeremy, is like I've tried to, what I've noticed at least with my type of clientele is that the ones that do in person, Some of them try to do a little bit of online, but they as soon as COVID got lifted, they couldn't wait to go back to in person. You know what I mean? So I don't think realistically I'm going to get any existing clients to jump ship to online, because I've already kind of gotten them to do it. So I think it would all be strategically new business, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So there's another way around that. You could still offer certain things in person. So what I did is I had a couple of guys that were high level executives at like car dealerships. They did the same thing. They wanted to stay with me in person, right? There's like a different level of experience, right?
Yep.
However, what I did was that since they were local, I'm like, hey, I want to save you guys some coin. You guys have really shown that you're pretty consistent. Let's try this out first. So you're still going to get weekly check-ins with me, but at least once a month, I'm going to meet you guys at our coffee shop. We're going to go over some stuff. So they're still getting a lot of collaboration, one-on-one, in person. There's a lot of banter. There's a lot of fun going on. So as we're checking in, I'm like, hey, you know, how are we feeling now that you're on your own? Do you really feel like you need me to correct every little single thing? Or is this more of just getting you out of your comfort zone? And when you're having those conversations, they'll start really talking about the things that they really love about, you know, the in-person things they don't. If you're talking about how it's going to save them over the course of a year, no matter how much money they make, those are usually individuals like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like if I can save some money, still get these great results. Now, some of them are still just going to want to naturally stay with you, which is fine. But if your goal eventually is to go full-time online coaching, because that's where I'm at, I've got a wife and I've got 5 kids, man. So my wife was like, hey, you need to be home. Something needs to happen. Now, the transition was a little bit slower. I started off at 40, took it down to 20 in person, and then I transitioned the other ones to online. From there, went from 20 to my top 10. From my top 10, it went to 5. And then while I was doing that, I called it the revolving door effect. So people that have been with you for long periods of time, we service the crap out of them. We make sure that they're feeling super hyped up. They're providing us referrals. So once I have someone with me for 3 or 4 months, I circled them onto the online platform. I allow someone else new to come in, get a taste of me for a few months. Boom. Now I have a whole referral based off of, high ticket people that have never even met me yet. So at that point in time, then once I got to 5, I'm like, hey, I'm just, right now I'm taking everything online. And that's how I was able to transition. It was like a good 3 to 4 month transition. But I can't tell you right now, like I'm 41. So at the end of the week, I'm sure you feel exhausted working all these sessions, right? So now you have the time to travel, the time to be with your family, time to have some balance and do the things that you really love outside of training. With that being said, what are some things that you feel like maybe you're missing out on by working all these crazy hours and feeling stressed?
Well, I mean, it's funny though, Jeremy, is when I had the gym, I was working crazy hours, kind of like what you were doing before, 11 sessions a day. I've gone through some major life changes, divorce, closing down the gym, some other personal things. So I'm looking to get busier. But it just, for the first time in my life, I'm finding it hard to get clients. Before I had to beat clients away and turn clients away. Now it's the opposite. So I could definitely be a lot busier than what I am. But still want to be effective. If I've learned anything from having my own gym before was, you can't do it all yourself, and you got to be able to create more balance, because 11 sessions a day isn't sustainable for health, for mental health, for relationships, etc. So just putting it out there, I could definitely be a lot busier, and that's where I really want to do is focusing on just trying to build my life back up, and go from there.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate your transparency, because that is a lot going on. The closing of a gym, a divorce, that weighs heavily on individuals. And then also the day-to-day rigorous activities, right? So yes, I totally agree that it's good to invest fully in ourselves and immerse ourselves into building our SPAC, but we can do it, a lot more organized, a lot more efficient, to where you're also feeling like there's a touch of freedom and you get to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. Outside of the lead generation, I know that a lot of them are referrals. What else have we tried? Have you, looked into other research? Have you ran ads? What are some things that you've tried to do?
Yep. Well, I mean, as of late, it's flyers. I'm getting a website. It's almost done. It's been taking way too long, but it'll be done in the next day or two. But I've just guerrilla marketing, just flyers. I haven't done any really social media in a while. When I had the gym, it was social media all the time. I was doing paid ads through Facebook. I remember years ago, they changed the algorithm, which made everything 10 times harder for everybody. I need to get more active on the social media thing. I need to stop being such a perfectionist and just put shit out there. Excuse my French.
No, you're good.
So I'm kind of my own biggest enemy right here. I just need to get out of my own way and just put myself out there again. So
Almost like paralysis by overanalysis, right? Like
yeah,
we're just overthinking things. Cool.
yep.
Now, as far as like a business coach or a mentor,
Yeah.
what are you looking like? What does it look like that you need? Are we looking for direct guidance, step-by-step game plan, like structure? What is it that you need?
Yeah, I mean, I've had business mentors for the brick and mortar in the past. You know, I think I need to be organized. I'm not organized at all. I need to I don't, what do they say? Success leaves clues. Like, people that have obviously done it, like, there's no shortcuts, but I certainly don't want to make things harder. So if someone knows how to get more leads, for example, qualified leads, I feel like if I can just put myself in front of people that have the discretionary income, and want to work out, I feel like, that's, I can get them. It's just getting myself in that position. That's the challenging part that I haven't figured out how.
Gotcha. So let's say on a hypothetical, we hit our goals, right? We're generating that. But by the way, let's go back to that really quick. Financially, what are we looking to make to start feeling comfortable and that you feel like you're headed in the right direction?
I mean, heck, I mean, I think the goal, the short-term goal would be about $8,000 a month. That
Okay.
would be, that would be a game changer.
Okay. So
Um,
8K. So to get that, and if we're doing it at $400 a pop, that's 20 clients.
okay.
Okay. So that's realistic, right?
Okay.
And then long-term vision, where do we see ourselves with this? Where would we like to see ourselves? How big?
I mean, geez, the more money, the better, I guess, and then hopefully working less, right. And just be able to focus on other things like writing a book and, other things. So I don't know, 15K, I guess.
I like it. Cool. Let's do it. Now, as far as in the next 4 to 6 months, right? How would you like to see yourself differently than your current circumstances? What would life look like for you?
A lot better. I mean, I just wouldn't have to worry about, you know, again, with these transitional things that have happened, I've had some big changes, so just financial freedom, that's the big thing. Not worrying about, got to pay this person off and that sort of thing. So paying off my debts and just, reaching my pocket and not just feeling my leg, hopefully.
For sure. Yeah, I got you. Cool. I'm gonna do a quick recap, make sure I got everything. Cool. And you'll let
Yeah.
me know if I missed anything. So you've been an in-person trainer slash coach for over 15 years, had your own gym for about 7 of those years, went to online once COVID happened, started kind of booming for a while, then kind of fizzled out. The majority of your clients were referral based from people that you already knew or had previously. Right now, we're making about 2K online with about 4 clients, and then we're hitting about 3 to 4K with your in-person. You have about 6 to 7 of those. So in totality, we're at about 5K. Biggest challenge is quality leads and lead generation, getting consistency there. Also organization. We're not nearly as organized as we'd like to be, which has caused a lot more stress. Other challenges as well is lead generation. Looks like you tried to do some flyers, creating a website, kind of veered away from the social media aspect. So we need to pick up, how to generate leads off of all those platforms. What you're needing is more organization, some resources to get you some qualified leads, just a game plan. And then the next 4 to 6 months, we like financial freedom, pay off debts, less stress, less hours. But our overall goal is to hit 15K, but we'll start off with 8. Is that about correct?
That's right on. Yep, exactly.
Awesome, my man. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over a high level what we have to offer, and then we're going to deep dive, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to get you to that 10 to 15K. Cool?
Okay. Yeah, sounds great.
All right, my man. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep. All right, perfect.
Cool. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. So we got a rating of an A out of a possible A+, which solidifies who we are in the online space. Also backed by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you have one of these certifications, this would be continuing education credits for you.
Okay, nice.
Cool.
Yep.
As far as the success ladder goes, we've got 2 tiers. We've got the 10K Accelerator. We've got Mastery Level Coach. Now, 10K Accelerator is ideal for an individual such as yourself who is looking to get to that 10K threshold. They have some skin in the game. They're certified, but they want to create more of an impact on the online space. The information in this course will get you from 0 to 10K in as little as 4 months, if so desired. Now, mastery level will take place when we're hitting about 10K a month on a very consistent basis, but our focal point shifts to we're trying to hit 100K a month. That's where we're going to teach you how to bring on different hires, how to lead leaders, essentially kind of walk away from the coaching aspect, become more of that CEO of your own business, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where we're currently at, we just want to build our foundations first. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, man. Now, our program is really divided up into 4 phases. The first thing we like to focus on is getting you clients right out the gate. Then we'll establish a solid business foundation, but we'll help you generate leads organically so we can maximize your overall reach. We'll develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass that 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, it's second to none. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach. That individual's been through 10K and mastery level, so they have a high 6 or 7 figure business of their own built out the information in this course. So essentially they're battle tested. You'll have a customized game plan to call with that individual to review where you want to be at and the most efficient way to get there. Then every 2 weeks, you're going to have one-on-one coaching calls, very similar to this, revisit the game plan, make necessary changes, receive feedback, and then get instructions on what you need to execute for the upcoming weeks. Once we're averaging about 2 to 3 Zoom calls per week and we've completed all the sales modules, we're going to introduce you to a sales coach. This is a game changer. This is going to be someone that's going to help you tie down those leads at a 40% clip or greater, really teach you the sales psychology behind this. And then bi-weekly roster group coaching calls will be taking place as well as 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate your current job schedule. So this would go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, marketing, mindset issues, even case studies. Outside of that, you're going to have 24/5 tech support with your coach. They're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions, so you can ask them as many as you like. Now, as you know, you've been an entrepreneur. It's awesome, it's exciting, but it gets overwhelming as hell sometimes. So we've created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're in a good headspace no matter what point of business you're at. Okay. As far as the resources go, you're going to have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. This will be a game changer for you. I know you've been in the game for a while, but we provide done-for-you programming as well. So this saves hours of time per week if this is something that you want to utilize. We also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements to your program. We also offer an optional certification at no additional charge. It sounds like that's something you wouldn't really need to utilize because you have multiple. Any questions on that so far?
No, that sounds really good.
Awesome, man. Now, this is the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K. 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What's that mean? You're going to launch our online business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about, but we're going to employ very specific strategies to get you your first couple clients in the online space. Phase 2, we're going to set up all of your back-end systems. We're going to make sure you're a fully legalized company, and then we're going to identify what problem you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. First 2 phases, you'll be done with this within like the first month to month and a half. Okay. Remaining of the time will be in phase 3, phase 4. So developing consistency, we're going to teach you organic marketing strategies to help you amplify your overall reach. We'll teach you community lead generation methods, which we use WhatsApp group for, and we'll also teach you basic sales funnel creation to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales skills, have consistent client delivery systems, but emphasize customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time, but advance them to higher levels of your programming. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Awesome, my man. This is our actual course. There's going to be 32 total modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial style, so they'll go step by step, which I'll show you here in a little bit. First step in becoming a full-time coach, we talked about strategies. We're going to give you 3 different strategies to implement to get your first couple clients. Cool thing is a lot of the resources we provide to you, once you get those clients, they're already done for you, so it makes our time a lot more efficient. As far as the 10K Accelerator Directory, this will be onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capabilities. The 10K roadmap is broken up into 2 phases. So what do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K? And then what do we need to do to get to 5 to 10? So step-by-step procedures there. And then based upon your goals, if we're trying to go for 15 to 20K a month, we want to implement daily and evening routines. Then we also are going to go over fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome. Those are all natural, normal feelings. How can we move past that to move forward with our business? Okay. Top 10 struggles you'll face as an entrepreneur, but we provided solutions to each and every one of these as well. And then this is where things get interesting. Administration systems and Chat GPT. Have you started utilizing Chat GPT yet?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so Chat GPT is like Google on steroids. It's like a high power virtual assistant. It's really good for creating content creation ideas, sending out SOPs, understanding how to respond to clients in a respectful way, even customizing your program and your nutrition. It does everything in a fraction of the time. It's like a software that you can utilize. Backend systems, we're going to show you how to use Wave or Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly for people to book calls or apply with you. Then we also have applications you can utilize, such as TrueCoach or Trainerize, to upload all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot, make it more convenient for your clients. You can even customize the videos.
Okay.
Quick context behind this. So each module will have what they call an overview link. You'll click on here, and if you're a person that learns better through reading, it literally goes step by step. It's that easy. Okay. So when you go in here and you click on it, it'll naturally save to your Google Docs. And then if you're someone like me that's a visual learner, let's just say that you want to set up Wave for payments. You'll click on this. So essentially it goes step-by-step video style as well.
Okay.
So zero guesswork, makes it a lot more convenient, easy to follow. We're doing the same thing for your financial systems as well. So we're going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, how to pay quarterly taxes, how to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, health insurance, business liability insurance, all your business legalities will be covered here. Cool thing is, if you normally file your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We have an AI company that we utilize that we're partnered with. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes for all your business legalities to be set up. So a fraction of the time we're being more efficient. Target setting, we're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We'll deep dive into your specific goals. And then from there, we're going to figure out what problem you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals or the more that you offer, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your overall length of term. So it'll help the overall structure of your pricing. Any questions on that so far?
No, I mean, it's just, I'm impressed. I mean, you guys cover all the bases. What if you already have an LLC? I mean, I'm not opposed to opening another one, or closing down the one that I have right now. But what would, I mean, could you, can't even talk. Can you have multiple LLCs, or how would that work?
Well, if you already have an LLC, what you could do is do a DBA, so doing business as. So that way you wouldn't have to start up a brand new LLC.
Okay.
And you can use that like whatever your upgraded name is or whatever it is, since it's changed from COVID. If that's something that you want to do, kind of like a little rebrand. Me and my wife did that. We were originally known as her LLC was Lean Meals, and then I opened up my own business and we did doing business as Lion's Den. So you could do it that way and save yourself a little bit of time as well.
Okay.
As far as organic marketing, we're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of this, utilizing some AI software. Okay. So again, efficiency and consistency is going to be our #1 game changer. And then we're going to show you how to expand your overall message through podcasts and YouTube. We want people to know who you are and what you're about. We want to draw more attention to that. Then we're going to show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So it's more than just randomly posting. Very specific strategies and resources on each platform. We even take it all the way down to the hashtag use, how to maximize reels, stories, page aesthetics, organization, and we use data analytics to track all this as well. Same thing for TikTok. Now for me, TikTok is not going to be my bread and butter. The people that I service are usually about 35 to 50. So if you're a 35 to 50-year-old man on TikTok, we probably got some problems, right? So I utilize usually Facebook and Instagram for the people that I'm trying to, to cover, but you can use all three. From there, we're going to move into content creation made easy. So we're going to introduce you to Canva Pro, Canva Basic, and Microsoft Designer. Great editing features. Makes your page more aesthetically pleasing. We want people to think of your page as like a storefront. So think about that. You're out shopping, something attracts you. It makes you want to go click on them and see what's going on there. From there, 10K lead generation framework. There's a few different ways we do this. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of earned media as people raising their hand, reaching out to you. They're trying to grab your attention. You have something they want. So we're going to give you different resources and strategies to get them incentivized to message you or reach out to you first. Okay. One of my favorites is the scholarship strategy. It gets a lot of people excited. People are applying for your coaching business. It's really cool. Another great one is cross-pollination example. This maybe you're partnered with another coach. Their coach gets to their coach and that audience to see who you are and vice versa. So we're expanding overall reach. We're getting more traction, more followers. Everybody loves free resources. Hey, click here for a 5-day free workout plan. Easy way to get people's information and follow up with them. And then we also do call to actions as well. Outside of this one, the opposite version of this would be what we call conversation calls or outbound marketing. It's you reaching out to individuals first. Okay, so we're going to give you specific scripts. We're going to give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these qualified leads on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations, and we're going to filter them through our WhatsApp group. So that way they're interacting with people that you already service. So by the time they get on that sales call, they have a better indication on who you are and what you're about. Now, I want you to not only think of this as DMing, I want you to think of this as like exploiting your local area. Okay, so example, I'm partnered with a local supplement company out here. I have all my clients on specific supplementation. That supplement company gives me 30 referrals a month because I'm supporting their business. So it's an easy way for me to grow my business. My wife's in healthcare. I'll go do free, like 15, 20-minute seminars. I get 15 referrals off that each single time as well. So really expand like all resources that you have. From there, we're going to move into referral strategy. The easiest way to grow your business. You know this is your bread and butter. Friends, families, coworkers, ex-clients talking about how amazing you are. We're going to give you resources and strategies to incentivize them to bring you more referrals without you actually having to ask. From there, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be good at sales. You got to learn to love it. We're going to teach you the sales psychology and how to maximize your overall sales capabilities to set up 2 types of calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call, trying to figure out if you really want to work with that individual, if you can actually solve their problems. From there, we're going to move into the closing call. This is where you decided this is someone you want to work with. You're trying to lock them in. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be a game changer, creating financing options for people who normally couldn't afford it, and then how to lock them in once and for all. Once we lock them in, we want to go back and we want to track all this. So we want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of term. We want to make sure there's predictable data every single month, so we give you our resources to do this more efficiently. As far as objection handling, that's going to be all the excuses you're going to hear on the online space as to why someone can't start your program. We give you over 30 different examples of what you can expect to hear. The more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections and get them to understand why your program is so important. Onboarding process, probably the most overlooked area by most coaches and trainers. Someone's first 30 days in your program. So standards, expectations are created here, getting them a resource in their hand within that first 24 to 40 hours to build trust, understanding how check-ins work, things of that nature, right? We want to make sure they have a clear idea of what's going on at all points in times and keeping them busy. Client delivery, this is going to be your bread and butter, man. You've been doing this for 15 years. Week-to-week process and how you deliver services, but we teach you how to do this more efficiently utilizing the newest software. And then no matter how good of a coach you are, I know we've all been through this. Someone's going to ghost you. Someone's going to quit. Someone's not going to listen. It's inevitable, but usually there are some reasons behind that. Some of them want to feel like they're a part of a larger community base. Some of them want more individualized touch points. Some want challenges. Some want gifts. We'll give you resources and strategies to get them to execute at a higher level on a more consistent basis for you. And then from there, we're going to move into customer service. So this is like the not so fun side of things. How do we deal with cancellations, refund requests? How do we mitigate it, but how do we track it? And then lastly, client retention. We want to keep people happy for long periods of time. We want to advance into higher levels of our programming. We'll teach you how to track that and then strategies to amplify that in the upcoming months. Any questions so far?
No, I mean, everything sounds really good. I mean, you guys, like I said, you guys have really gone, it looks like just from an overview perspective, looks like you guys hit everything that there could possibly be. Question I have though, that I think of, Jeremy, is you mentioned at the beginning, again, really targeting my area. Would this be just, again, like this neighboring towns, or would this be like just like the whole state? Because I guess if it's online, I guess it doesn't really matter where they come from, right?
Correct. So you're going to be having a whole world to pull from. You're going to have 50 states to pull from. So I'll give you an example. I pull, like, my strategy is I target men that are high level CEOs, 35 to 50 years old. So that's
Mhm,
not just in my local community, that's all over, right? So
mhm,
think about what 35 to 50-year-old men that are high level achievers, what type of problems they have, right? Usually they're not very present for their wife and kids because they're always working.
mhm,
Usually they have bad eating habits. They don't really rarely exercise, don't get a whole lot of sleep. So if you're not home helping with those kids and you're not around to help your wife, the wife starts resenting you. If she resents you, there's no intimacy. And men are geared off of money, power, and sex. You take one of
mhm,
those away, that's major problems for us. So I teach men how to optimize their overall performance in the boardroom with their family and still be that man their family needs them to be and still be able to get those daily habits in. So like when you speak to their pain points, you can pull people from all over. Example, me and my wife went to Costa Rica. I was working out. I literally closed 2 international clients, not even trying, right? So people will want to know your body of work based upon like you are your own business card, but I also have my business cards everywhere I go. So to answer your question, we're going to maximize the people that already like you, love you, trust you. We want to maximize those first, but then we're also going to attract people that have no idea who you are, but we're going to attract them to where they're like, I need to know who Ian is. I got to figure it out, right? He has something that I want. Does that answer your question?
yeah, yep, it does.
Cool.
Yep,
Quick little recap. It's going to be a 4-month program. You're going to have your customized game planning call. You're going to have your own one-on-one coach. You'll have private one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming, an optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we've actually missed here?
when it comes to, just out of curiosity, when it comes to like branding and stuff and the LLC, for example, or doing business as, is it you still have creative freedom, or is it more like, okay, you got to follow, whatever we call you, this is what you got to do, that sort of thing? Like, is there still some?
No. Yeah, everything that we give you is completely creative freedom, but with you. We're just showing you how to maximize it, how to do it. So each module, it's not one of those things where you read or watch it and then come back later and execute. You execute as you go.
Okay.
And then your coach is also going to be someone's going to be able to give you additional resources to make sure, like you might say, hey, I got this plan. I'm thinking about, maybe this name, and this is the type of people that I want to attract. Those coaches are there to make sure that you are set up for long-term success, right?
Okay.
So
Mhm.
step-by-step cover report. You're going to have a whole community with you. It's really good, cool too. The private Facebook group is probably one of the most underutilized aspects that we have. I used to use that all the time. I used to go in there and ask questions to see what other coaches and trainers would say. So that way I could get different perspectives and feedback as well. So yes, you have a ton of creative freedom.
Okay. Okay. And there's no
Cool.
like conflicts of interest or whatever if I had multiple businesses going on or anything like that. Like, that doesn't really matter.
No, you could start up as many businesses as you wanted.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, cool. So do we feel like this gets you, like, helps you out with the problem? Your first challenge was finding quality leads. Are we pretty confident that we've mastered that? We found that for you?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I'd love to, I don't know if you show like examples or, one of the things that would probably put my mind at ease, Jeremy, is like, I know my friend Chris that was mentioned before, but I don't know if that's something you guys do, is, have other people that have gone through, this course, gone through this coaching program and stuff. I just love to get more inspiration and just be like, hey, it's possible, and kind of see, their success, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. So I can line you up with a previous student and you can talk to them about it as well.
Okay.
I can also refer you to our private or our Instagram page as well. You'll see a lot of wins there. You'll be able to see a ton of testimonials. I can
Mhm.
actually send you a couple testimonials as well. As
Okay.
far as for you, like if we're talking about lead generation, okay. So there's going to be a couple different ways that we do this. Just to give you some context behind this. Okay. So
Mhm.
if we went into, for instance, earned media. First of all these are marketing employees. So
Mhm.
creating a podcast or YouTube, Instagram, how you're marketing these are going to be all different ways that we create leads, right? We're going to show
Mhm.
you how to attract individuals. So say, for instance, just on Instagram alone, right? We
Mhm.
have a ton of different areas. As far as earned media goes, let's just click into one of these. I'm actually going to click on this overview document so you can kind of see. But this is literally going to take you step by step on how to amplify each one of these strategies. to get
Okay.
people. Okay. So it'll go in. The videos have a little bit more than what the reading material does. It covers the same stuff, but the videos have like a little hidden gems here and there. So they're literally telling you step by step how to do each and every one of these.
Okay.
Does that kind of help you out a little bit, kind of visualize what you'd be getting?
I think so. I think so. You know, again, I'm not trying to be, I'm just trying to put myself, okay, making sure I'm, you know, checking off all the boxes or concerns.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand there's no guarantees in life, clearly. But you know, have you guys had anybody that did all this and then they still didn't progress, didn't make money? It wasn't
Great question.
Do you ever have anything like that at all?
Yep. So the people that are out here killing it, that are crushing it, they have what I would say the 3 C's. They're coachable, they're committed, they're consistent. Coachable means they take our feedback, they don't get, you know, kind of butthurt over it. They implement the change. Consistent means they're doing the things day in and day out, even certain things that you're not going to want to do, but they do it with the same passion as if it was something they love. Committed means they are going to take action every single day, and they're taking action based upon where they see themselves, not their current circumstances. Okay. Now, you'd mentioned there are no guarantees in life. We actually do have a guarantee. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee. So some companies have a money back guarantee. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee. And what that's saying is you show up to your game planning call, which is pretty standard, show up to all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month, 1 group support call each week, charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices of $250 or more for services. So for you, significantly more. Run a scholarships program within the first 90 days. Don't spend longer than 2 weeks on your certification, which you wouldn't even need to. You already got 4 of them. And have no late payments. You do all that and implement and utilize everything that we're telling you to, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount that you invest in, or you get 100% refund. Year to date, we've helped almost over 3,000 students. We've only had to return 1.6%.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm also going to show you something. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials, by the way?
I didn't know.
Okay, I'm going to share you a couple. Okay. So the first one is Karina. She was making about $2K a month. All right. Her goal was she didn't want a massive empire. She just wanted to travel and spend more time with her kids. First tattoo indicates when she started in LCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. After 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. She's now hitting 15K a month. She works 35 hours a week. The reason I showed you her is because she was making a slightly less than you, but your goal was to hit 15K. That's what she's doing. Okay.
Okay.
Now, on the flip side of things, let's look at Zach. Zach was an in-person trainer making about 40 to 50K a year. That's the average. Okay. He 15 times his income. He started in June 2021. He's now a 7-figure earner. So he kind of removed himself from coaching, has his own team underneath him. So literally in like a year and a half, he went from 40 to 50K to a 7-figure earner. Another person I kind of show you to is Jen. Jen is a wife. She's an IFBB pro. This is her husband, Darren. She was a physician's assistant, but she started her own personal journey with online, back in 2015. So before COVID, couldn't really get over the hump to where she wanted to get to. She joined NLCA in 2021, and now she is hitting 100K months on a regular basis with a staff size of 12. So she's hitting 7 figures, which is pretty damn crazy. Okay. As far as averages go, I want to share this with you because I know that you mentioned you had a question to yourself, like, can I actually do this? Can I get clients? 73% of our students sign their first client month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So cool stat behind this. The individuals that sign their client month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging over 6,500. So just to be a basic mediocre student, you could expect to make 6,500 to 8K if you're doing just the bare minimum of what's requested. Okay. So right now, think about that. We're at 5K and we're slaying crazy hours to get there, right? Do you feel like you're a mediocre individual?
No.
No, exactly. So this is cool too. Of the students who hit a 10K month, on average, it takes them 13 weeks. So just over 90 days, people that are hitting 10K months, it only takes them just over 90 days, which is nuts. You already have skin in the game. You've been a trainer. I would expect us to be able to get this done right around that time frame, if not sooner. Okay. And of the students who stay with us for 12 months, they have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging $366,000 per year. So you mentioned that money was a motivator, financial freedom, right? When you have 97 clients, you're no longer just a one-man show. If you're a one-man show, you could expect to average anywhere between 30 to 60 clients, depending on how organized you are and the time that you have available. After that, we're going to start talking about bringing on a DMer, maybe running ads, when to hire an assistant coach. We teach you how to lead those leaders. So, Ian, if you can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week, you're going to be in a solid spot. Okay.
Okay.
Do you feel like you could dictate 10 to 20 hours per week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And everyone right now is the majority of the people are grading us a 4.6 out of 5 on average, which means you're getting massive results. Any questions on the averages?
No, this sounds really good. I mean, it sounds really outstanding.
So with the averages, and now that you've heard about the 3 times your guarantee, are we feeling a little bit more confident about what's going on with your own skill set?
I am. I'm a little nervous about the investment just because I do have a financial situation, but so that's probably my only thing that's kind of keep me from potentially doing this would just be my current financial situation.
No, and I totally respect that. You were pretty honest about what was going on, some of your personal stuff in the beginning of the call. I don't even want you to worry about this. Okay. So we are going to talk about what this is going to cost us. However, we have payment plans, we have paid in fulls, we have extended payment plans, we have financing options. So if this is exactly what you need, and this is like alignment with exactly what you're looking for to get you to the next level, that's the easiest thing for me to work around. I can find something that works for you. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, I know we looked over a lot. I've given you a lot of statistical data. Do we feel like this checks all of our boxes?
It does. I do have one more question, Jeremy, before I forget.
Yeah.
When we're going back over in the modules, you were just giving me an overview of like, Facebook and, advertising on this and this and this. Certainly that money would come out of my pocket, of course, right? Like that doesn't come from you guys.
Correct. So the beautiful thing about this, man, when you're going from 0 to 10 months, you're not spending any money on advertisement. This is all organic.
Okay.
So a lot of companies will want you to spend money ahead of time. The problem with that is, Ian, if we spend money on ads and we don't have our back end system set up, or we're not good at sales, what's the good in that? That's just wasted money. So how we're structured is we want to build you up to where we're hitting consistent numbers, getting consistent return of investment before we even think about running ads.
Okay.
You won't be running ads until you're hitting about 8 to 10K on a consistent basis. Okay.
Okay.
You won't think really about running on to an assistant coach until you're hitting about 12 to 15K on a regular basis.
Okay.
So we have tiers on when we would suggest doing that. We want to make sure that we're bringing in a lot of money and we're setting you up for success. A lot of these things, if you want to worry about anything outside of the cost of this program, you could be looking at maybe an additional $50 to $100 pending what apps you're using. So I'm talking about very minimal. That's the beauty behind this, because we understand that people are coming from different struggles, and we want to make sure they can at least get that money generating before we start talking about getting all the bells and the whistles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you feel a little bit better?
It does, but it makes me wonder, like, okay, initially out of the gate, how do we get those clients? Let's just say I didn't bring anything to the table, forget about what I'm doing already. Like, let's just say from 0 to, X or whatever, how do we get that without actually advertising and spending money? That's my concern.
Yep. So let's go back to this really quick. Okay. I want to show you this. Remember,
I apologize if you already hit it. I went over my head. Sorry.
No, man, there was a lot going on, man. Right. So first steps, right? We have an intro post. We have a scholarship strategy. We have, you have your certification. If you didn't have certification, we'd kind of show you how to get certified again through us at no additional charge. But these are tried and proven strategies that work right out the gate, right? So all these things we're showing you how to do. This is just right here in the intro post on how to get all this stuff going.
Okay.
So there's a lot of individuals. Majority of individuals that hop on the call do not have any training experience.
Okay, really?
We're talking about single moms. We're talking about people that were factory workers, someone that was in construction. Those are the majority of the phone calls we're getting. And these people are getting massive success because we're teaching them how to resonate with individuals. Yes, people want to purchase you because of your knowledge, but people want to stay with you because they feel like they can resonate with you, right? They feel like you are specifically speaking to them. That's how we teach you how to do all this. So whether you're not certified, we teach you how to get, feeling more qualified, more confident. We go over the mindset issues first to make sure you're in a good headspace. We set up all your back end systems, and then we teach you how to market yourself. There's zero advertising here. Everything's all organic. Does that help you out?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and again, you guys teach you how to do that. And then somehow through this, it would translate to your first client and then the second client and going from there.
Correct. So
Okay.
all those strategies, without getting too much into, without going into each individual strategy, that's how we're going to get your first couple clients.
Okay.
Once we get your first couple of clients, then we start having some momentum. That's when we teach you how to like market on your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, how to utilize these things to attract, random individuals, right?
Okay.
How to play the algorithm, how to use the hashtag use, how to be more consistent with your reels, your storylines, how to get call to actions where people are actually responding and engaging with you. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yep.
Cool. So we feel like we got the time available, 10 to 20 hours. We're
Mhm.
feeling confident with the guarantees, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling pretty confident that we can execute this. Is that correct?
Yep.
Cool. So are we at a point where we feel like this is something we'd want to commit to?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds really great. It sounds
Cool.
really
Let's
great.
talk about that.
I think this is a natural progression for me because, you know, I think, it's one of those things where I love coaching. I'm always going to love coaching, but I'm kind of done training dollars for hours, and if I can
100%.
reach more people and put programs together. And so, I mean, I guess with that, let's just say I did have a client, they bought a program from me. It would be like, again, like check-ins. It would be like, here's maybe an exercise library of all the exercises that are in there based on like Trainerize or True Coach or whatever. And kind of, that's how I'm kind of picturing it in my mind, at least. And it's like, hey, like I'm going to check in with you, like I said, and go, is that pretty accurate?
That is accurate. So what we're going to do is, for one, you don't have to use, if you have Trainerize already, and if you have True Coach, great. If you don't need that right out the gate. I didn't
Okay.
use it till I had about 25 clients. And the reason why is I'm a penny pincher. Okay. So I have a coach. Coaches, the best individuals in the world, athletes, mentors, entrepreneurs, they all have coaches if you want to get to that next level.
Yep.
I have a coach, I'm a men's professional IPE pro. He still does Google Sheets. Do I really care? No, because I get the results. So all I do is we show you how to maximize Google Sheets, how to still make it look pretty, make it appealing. But then once we get to those 25 to 30 clients where you're like, okay, now this makes sense for me to invest in, that's when I say, hey, Ian, super excited. I'm glad that you've been with me. I actually have a new update for you. I'm actually going to invite you over to Trainer Coach, True Coach, Trainerize or True Coach, whichever one you're going to utilize. And this is going to be a software where me and you can interact even more. I can actually check your progress. So it's going to allow us, more interaction, more engagement. It's going to allow me to track more different areas without you actually having to check in all the time. And the cool thing about it is there's no additional charge to you. I'm just going to send you over a link. You can also view your workouts ahead of time. It's really cool. It's great for organization. It almost makes it sound like you're adding another tier to your training. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
Yep. Cool. All right, let's talk about this thing. Oh, by the way, so you'll do customized workouts. We'll show you how to do all that. We have done for you programming if that's something that you want to utilize, but we'll teach you how to do like macro based, maybe it's intuitive eating, maybe it's building a healthy plate. You'll send out different workouts for them, there's a 4-week, 8-week, 6-week, whatever program that you want to create for them. And then you're just doing weekly check-ins, right? And I'd batch them by time zone. So if you're an EST, maybe you got all your EST people checking in on Tuesdays, maybe all your Californians checking in on Thursdays, so you're batching it to make it more convenient for you. But then you could be sending in Loom recordings, you could be doing Zoom check-ins. All those things are going to be more money, higher ticket. I have individuals that give me their credit card information. They want me to get all their groceries for them via online and their supplementation. That is a high ticket offer right there. So some of my stuff is like over $500 because I'm spending additional time doing everything for them, right?
Wow. Okay.
So we'll show you how to structure that. We'll show you, your coach is going to help you create that special offer, your unique offer. And obviously, as you continue to grow, that offer is probably going to change because you're going to start feeling a lot more confident. You can add in different things, right?
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about this. What's this thing going to cost us, my man? It's only $100,000 in your left kidney. No, I'm playing, man. There's a payment plan of $7,300, a paid full option of $6,500. That saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
I don't know. That's a lot of. I mean, it's an investment, right? And I get that. I understand there's payment options. It's just that's a lot of money still. Just being completely transparent.
For sure. I
Um,
totally get that concern. That is a very natural, normal feeling. Okay. So
okay,
let's stop for a second. Okay. So
okay,
before we move in, there's going to be a multitude of different payment options that can help you get in the door for a lot less. Okay.
okay.
Now, I want you to think for a second, why are we back on this call? Remind me of why we're on the call.
We're on the call because I want to make more money.
You want to make more
I want,
money, right?
I want financial
And
freedom. I want, I got to make some changes, you know, I know what this road looks like, of where I'm on. And I understand there's no shortcuts, but I'm looking for a different way.
yeah, now let me ask you this.
Mm.
If you don't do anything different, if you weren't to move forward with any type of business coach or mentor and you continue to do what you're doing, what does the next 6 to 12 months of your life look like if you don't move forward?
Probably more of the same.
Right, more of the same. Do you feel like that's something that you're willing to negotiate anymore?
No, no, I don't.
Right now, let's flip it. Let's get some good vibes going. Let's say that you move forward. You
Mhm.
have that knowledge, that tutelage that you're looking for. We're hitting our goals. We're hitting 8 to 10K on a consistent basis. Less stress, paying off debt. What does life look like for you then from 6 to 12 months?
A lot better across the board. Yep, absolutely. Both
So
professionally and personally.
100%. So it's going to impact our lives in all facets. Is that safe to say?
Mhm. Yep.
So we're almost at a point to where you can't afford not to invest in it, correct?
Right. Mhm.
So let's talk about that. This is the easiest thing for me to work around. It is scary. It's a lot of money, no matter how you cut it. Okay. I thought the
Mhm.
same thing. Okay. So let's talk about this. We're going to go over things as far as down payments. If we're going to do a payment plan, it just be a down payment. We spread the rest out over 4 to 6 months. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, let me ask you, obviously the higher down payment, the less residual that you're going to be paying, right? Is
Mhm.
there a specific down payment that you feel comfortable with based upon your current budget?
Um, Money's really tight right now. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what I could even honestly throw down. Let's just say maybe 1,000, maybe.
Okay, cool. So let's talk more about financing options. Okay. So we
Mhm.
have a couple. Let me ask you this. How good's our credit? Good, bad, great, awesome, amazing. What does it look like?
Fair. It's 600. Yeah.
Cool. I like it, man. We
Okay.
got something for you. Don't worry about that. So we have what we call Sweet Pay. It's a third-party financing company. And what this allows us to do is we take that 7,300, we spread it out over 12 months. The best thing about this, it's only 5% down. So 5% of 7,300 is 365. There's a one-time service activation fee of $59. So to get going today on a hypothetical would be 424. Okay. Your
Okay.
next payment wouldn't be due until the end of August, which is about 6 weeks away. So it gives us a ton of time. Now, your monthly payment from that point on would be equivalent to about 622. So that's like you needing, 2.5 to 3 clients, depending what you're charging.
Mhm. Okay.
Does that seem more realistic for you?
Um, it does. Jeremy, everything that you're saying is right on. I think I just need to somehow get my hands on a little bit more money first before I feel really confident about pulling the trigger. For give an example, I just got a new car, I just got an
Mhm.
apartment, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm divorced, so I just got a lot of like new bills and stuff that I'm still just trying to um manage, I guess. So that's kind of where my existing thing is. So I just um yeah, this is tough because it's not a question of wanting, I definitely would want to do this. It's the timing part. And I know that with, I've been in this industry long enough that during the summer months, these are the hardest months right now, July and August, people are vacationing and that sort of thing. Um, I think realistically, I think September would probably be my start of doing this. I think this way I could see how I weather the storm over the next 2 months, and then starting up, let's just say September 1, for example. Because I know that things are going to be, definitely picked up by then.
Yeah. Cool. I'm totally with it. At the end of the day, I need to make sure this is 100% in alignment with you, or at least at
Okay.
90%, allow our coach to get the other 10%. But from one coach to another, do you mind if I challenge you? We're going to do a little exercise. Cool.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I want you to imagine that I am your client. Okay. You
Mhm.
just broke down the most amazing program for my health and fitness. Okay. So you're going to help me get off diabetes medication. I'm going to be more a present father, blah, 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 blah. Right. It's the perfect program. And I
Mhm.
say to you, Ian, this is exactly what I need. it's going to be a little tight. I'm just not sure if I should really even start this for another couple of months. As a coach, what would you say to me? What would your response be?
You can't afford not to, and I would just say, here are again all the features and benefits of what you're getting, by getting off these medications, by living a healthier lifestyle, being present, being a better father, husband, and everything that goes with that. That's what I would just kind of position it as.
Right. I love that. Right. That's the perfect answer. So now I'm going to switch roles with you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Ian, if this has everything, right, and I know that money's tight, I'm totally get that, and it's scary. You just been through
Right.
a shit ton,
Right.
right? But if we don't make a change or make a move, is it going to get any better? Right now, ideally, majority of individuals, and the reason I say it is because I know I did the same thing you did. It took me 4 months to book my second call to actually do this. 4 months, and I was making good money, but I was scared to death. Right. So my point is, I could easily say, yeah, Ian, totally cool with that. Let's circle back in a month or two. 90% of clients do not get back on these calls. You know why? Because your mindset, your hypothalamus talks about regulating balance, right? So it goes based upon previous actions. So anytime things get a little bit scary, our brain's like, that's not what we deal with. Let's go back to something comfortable, which means we stay in that same perpetual cycle of barely making it by, getting frustrated. And you had mentioned earlier, if we don't move forward, we're in the same spot for another 2 to 3 to 4 months, right? So I want you to think of this, okay? And out of all respect, I get that things are tight, but I want you to think, are we finding reasons not to do this now, or are we going to find reasons to do this?
I'm going to find reasons to do this. I want to do this. I everything about what I've wanted to do is to, again, how to be more effective, reach more people, and not having to be there every set, every rep. I mean, this is definitely, this has been an interest of mine for a while. I mean, like I said, my friend Chris has been doing this for years now, and he used to do what I was doing before, and so I know it's possible. It's just I just got to get out of my own way, and I think part of it is just I need to feel and this is just a me thing right now. This isn't a you or presentation or this coaching program. It's definitely something I want to do. It's just I want to make sure that I'm being responsible with all my existing responsibilities before I make this jump. Do I want to make the jump? Absolutely. But like anything, if I make the jump, I want to go all in, and I don't want to do a half-ass. So I need to mentally get in the right mindset. So it's not a question of not wanting to get on that second call. I mean, I definitely want to get on a second call with you. Right now, I got to figure out my financial situation realistically. Just because right now I'm struggling financially. So it's that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, Chris, Chris, you just use Chris. Sorry, Ian, I totally appreciate that. The cool thing is you do have an individual who's actually utilized our program that firsthand that it works. The other cool thing that you just shared is he was in a very similar predicament as you, right? Now I'm going to share you another story. And again, we can take moving forward off the table, but I want to share a story with you. There's been a couple of women on here that literally was about 3 months behind on their rent, about to get evicted. Now, most people would say, fuck, I can't do this. Like, let me get some money. I'll come back to you. Could you get the money, or could you end up, paying your rent eventually, barely making it by? Yes. But this woman knew, if I continue to do the same route I'm doing, I'm just fucking tired of doing this every couple months. She ended up getting going through us through actually utilized Sweet Pay. In her first month, she contracted $20K.
Okay.
The reason why, and not every story is going to be like that, right? I'm sharing someone that had no experience, but she's just like, I can't do this anymore. Her plan A and her plan B was plan A. I'm going to make this happen because there's not too many other industries that you can literally go into with not a whole lot of experience or any at all. And within 4 months or less, be in a completely different tax bracket, right? You have been through a fuck ton, lost a gym, lost a wife, right? You're working your ass off. You're trying to figure things out. Now you're not having to figure things out on your own. You have a whole team behind you.
Okay.
The other thing that I'm talking to you about is, yes, the summer months are kind of shady. People are, traveling. However, people are also still very cognizant of their body because they are finishing off their last bits of vacation. They want to look good. They want to drop that extra 20 before they go to Mexico or wherever, right?
Yep.
They want to see their family members one last time. So this is areas that we can really maximize on. The other thing is, man, I want you to think about this. Let's go back to the averages. The average client signs their first client in 1 week. Do you think you could do that? You already mentioned you're not average. Do you think you could do that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, I missed the first part. Say that.
Do you think that you could sign your first client in 1 week? The average student's client signing their first client in week 1.
Yeah, the one thing I would bring to the table is I'd be 100% all in. Like I would do everything that you guys would say, and I would, make sure I did it the best of my ability for sure. So, not too many people are going to outwork me.
And I love that. So if you know that going in, and you have a 3 times your investment guarantee, worst case scenario, you make all your money back. Best case scenario, you make over nearly $22,000. Okay. So at the point, do you really feel like this is something that's a risk when it's only based upon your success? It's based upon your level of execution and effort. If you treat this like a full-time job, my brother, you get paid like one.
Okay.
So what I want you to think about is, dude, I've been a single dad of 3 kids, and I had court debt, and I know lawyers' fees are not cheap, brother. I'm still paying to this day.
Yeah, me too.
Right. And they rack you for just sending a text message or an email. Right.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm kind of riding you on this is because, dude, I was in your shoes. Okay. I don't know what divorce feels like, but I know what it feels like to be a single dad, and I had custody of all 3 of my kids.
Okay.
So if you're basically right now $424 away from financial freedom, is $424 worth you taking a small risk where you're currently at to have 6 weeks to pay it off? And right now you're employed. A lot of other individuals are employed. Is it worth it to become Ian 2.0? Of
course. Yeah.
Right. So again, the good news is, man, that's only it takes. 424 down. You owe nothing for 6 weeks. Nothing. Okay. Think about in 6 weeks what you could be doing. You could have almost 2-3 clients. One of our guys just signed someone that he's been in the program for like literally 3.5 weeks at the beginning of his 4th week. 9 clients. He's not a trainer. You can do this. You mentioned earlier, your biggest obstacle is you. So now you're not having to figure that out on your own. You have a whole community of people that are going to help you get past that.
Okay.
Okay. So you're at a point now, you got an individual that Chris. He's done it. He's successful. You know him. You trust him, right? Yep. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee, and we have the Better Business Bureau back. Those are all significant things for your level of success.
Okay.
Are you willing to take another day longer to not reach that, to still stay in that shit?
Right. Right. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I think what I got to do, Jeremy, is I just got to really just do some soul searching right now. Everything sounds great. Everything you're saying makes 100% sense. There's no question. It's just me betting on myself and just going for it. And so I just gotta wrap my head around this. I think that's where I'm at right now.
Cool, man. How about this? Why don't I hook you up with a student? Okay. They're not going to pressure you. There's 0 sales to this. Okay. I just want to put you on a 3-way text thread. I'll do it today. Okay. But it gives you an opportunity to talk to an individual, talk strategy. How fast did it happen? You can ask them, grill them for all I care. They're going to answer all of your questions. Okay. But it's going to give you a little bit more confidence knowing that this is really the perfect fit for you. Okay. So let's hook you up with a student. I'll also send you a short condensed presentation over what we went through. It's just my sales manager kind of going through a little bit faster, 10 minutes, just so you kind of see things. I'll send you over the client guarantees. I'll also send you a mini course, 5 days, you're a first client.
Okay. Mhm.
So let's get back on the phone though, man. Let's book something. Let's
Yeah,
take some
yeah,
action.
absolutely. And I definitely want to make sure I got your contact info and stuff.
What does the rest of your week look like?
So this week I'm actually going up to Vermont.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go visit some family. Just been but I don't know if we could set something up for next week. Could we do
Yeah,
next
for
week?
sure, brother.
Um,
When are you back from your visiting family?
yeah, I should be back by like Tuesday
Okay.
of next week.
Okay. What time works best for you, man?
So I mean, like this time on a Tuesday seems to be pretty good. Or like 10,
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Get 10 o'clock. Yeah. My 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah, let's do it. So in the
Okay.
meantime, when I send you over that mini course, go ahead and just like pop in on it. I'm going to kind of ask you during the week, like how things are going, what things are looking like, not salesy at all. Like literally just want to know how things are going.
Okay.
I'm going to send you that, but I'm also going to send you over a mindset mini course. I think that's going to help you a ton.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want you to really dive into the mindset mini course.
Okay. Yeah.
Very valuable.
Okay.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
I'll send you a text thread. I'll say like, hey, Ian, it's Jeremy. Thank you for your time. I got you connected with coach such and such. Then you can just say, hey, I'm Eastern Standard Time. I'm open to having a call today, tomorrow, whatever. It doesn't have to be a Zoom call. You can just ask them questions. That's what it's there for.
Cool. All right. Awesome. That sounds great.
All right, my man. Hey, you have a phenomenal day. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jeremy. I really appreciate your time and all your knowledge and just everything. We'll definitely be in touch.
All right, brother. You have a good one.
You too. Bye, Jeremy.